Uko na hii
ni nini imefanyika? Sikon
desktop but yeye inawaka.
Everything was good actually.
Walikuwa wanauliza nini? Walikuwa wanataka
can I get another hand wave again? Another hand wave, if you can feel me so much. Ladies and gentlemen, allow us to kick off the program in the interest of time. My names are with the rest of my colleagues until the end of the program. So kindly let us be on our feet. Let us be on our feet. so that we can start. Let's create some around you, create some space around you, so that at least, yes. Kindly hold your neighbor's hand. Let's recognize, shake hands. Get to know your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, karibu sana. I think that should be enough. I hope you have made proper introductions. Hello? How am I? Can I get a hello? I hope you've done a proper introduction. Properly. Kama uko single, introduce vizuri. Tomorrow is Friday. Don't leave here alone. Get the right contact. Are we together? The right contact. Whether business or otherwise. Are we together? So much. A bit clear. Once again, for those who joined us, remain standing please. Remain standing unless otherwise. For those who have just on this other side, you exit through that door, then take your right. Are we together? In case you feel you need to visit the washrooms. The technical team, hope we are ready. Right? So at this point, I think I'll ask us to be at attention. Today, we are very seats.
And the Wi-Fi name. So kindly feel free to access. Before I invite Reverend to prayer, I want us to at least learn a few things here before we continue. I can see we have a lot of friends who from where you come from, for sure don't look the same, right? And your local language. Are we together? Have we all made myself clear? If I come to you, please stand, say hi, and greet people in your language. And if you feel like we've not understood it properly, kindly translate it for us. Are we together? Thank you. Let me wanasemanga tuanze nyumbani kwanza. I can see a few familiar faces. I'll start with this gentleman. Is your mother?
Understood me. Good. And I just said, I am meeting you today, and I asked, "Are you okay?" Like I'm saying hi to you. Are you all okay? What I said. That is. I'm in Kenya, Kikuyu. Okay, is that all? Thank you very much. Pleasure to be with all of you here.
Thank you, Sister. Thank you so much. Allow me to introduce. Let me invite Ngumbre. Let's appreciate Reverend Akija. Makofi. Karibu sana. Please join me. Don't mind. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Tusalamiane. Let's greet each other. I would like us to bow our heads of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, we want to thank you. We want to bless your name. Thank you for the way you have made us from various stations and from various nations and various counties. And you have brought us here for the purpose of thinking about our environment and, Lord, even that hold our future. We want to glorify your name for the organizers that have organized, even led by Adro and the team. We glorify your name for the wisdom that, God, we may have a sustainable life upon this planet. We thank you for the mind. We thank you for the vision. We thank you for the mission. And we pray, particularly for this day, my Father, as discussions go through, as speeches go through, we pray that your name shall be glorified. We thank you for each and every one of them, that you are going to begin with us, move on with us, and end up with us. And it shall be victorious at the end of the day. We worship you, we give you glory. In Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen. Amen.
Let's appreciate Reverend, please. Yani mmeombewa and you don't want to appreciate. Yes, Reverend, thank you so much for the prayers. Next in line, I want Andrew Kinja. Please get ready as you continue yourself. Stand here, please. Yeah. Grab them for lunch. Tell them where you're coming from. What you think of this country.
Everybody, let me start. Kwefepe. So, is of in Liberia, Kokpele, Amokpele. One county is one of the regions in Liberia, and this is how we greet people. We say your hello, like so. I say Kwefepe. So again, I'm Ebenezer Molia from Liberia, and I'm an international delegate to this conference, and so far, since I've been here, I think Kenya is something that is very good. This is my first time in Kenya, specifically Nairobi, and I think that as part of what we are here for, going to be achieved in as soon as possible. We're hoping to have other people and be able to learn from.
Yeah, let's appreciate. Next, please introduce yourself quickly, and then I want you to tell us whatever you had for breakfast. Is this something you're familiar with, or you want to take it again?
So, hi everybody, as I'm from Bangladesh, and happy to see all of you here actually. And the breakfast I took egg and something juice and fruits, and definitely I'm not going to take this tomorrow because I want to taste something Kenyan food actually. Thank you. Okay.
He just said egg is not Kenyan. He said Kenyan. Let's appreciate him, please. I'd like you to stand, please. Thank you.
So, I'm Krushi Gupta from India, and it's been great to see you, all of you. Namaste, everyone. Namaste is greetings in Hindi. So, we have been here since yesterday, and it's a great weather, first of all. I was expecting the weather to be good, but not expecting the weather to be this good.
And that's why we have to bring this conversation of climate change and global warming, because it is affecting the bigger population. Do you know who is the bigger population? The majority groups as recognized by the United Nations are children, youth, and women. And we have to bring this conversation to them. Why are we here then? It's because we want to discuss about air quality that is being affected left, right, center by manufacturing and processing, and the gases that are being every day exposed by these acts. And if they are not controlled, then I want to be very honest with you. Our environment and our climate, we are going to continue having global warming in measures that we cannot be able to control. The atmospheric pressure is going to be another level that we will not be able to contain. The director is here, and I know he's going to make a remark, and he can tell you that by 2050, this environment that you see, if we are not taking care, we might be going to the highs of 40s and 50s if we don't take action. Then we also need to talk about critical infrastructure. What is critical infrastructure? You know, a health facility. Why do we have very limited health facilities even in an area where people are living? Whereas we are investing so much on, assets that are not with impact to the greater population. So we need to talk about critical infrastructure. Roads, this is critical infrastructure. They need to be done. Sewer lines, water systems, they need to be done. Why are we here? We also have something called ecosystem protection. We need to ensure that our water towers, our conservancies, which holds the greater wealth of carbon power, trees are protected. And we also have another issue, because there are people that are living within these places. There are people that are living within the confines of conservancies. What do? We need to develop policies. We need to plan appropriately so that we can have between both these people that are living there and our ecosystem. And we need to be very intentional when it comes to ecosystem protection. Then we also have something called the wildlife. Kenya is the home of human origin. You don't know. And for anybody that came to Kenya, he needs to know that this is home. And I even don't know why you have to be subjected to travel advice and visa processes that are not necessary when somebody is going home. This is home. Kenya is the home of human origin. And now, our wildlife is also a heritage, because everybody that comes to Kenya wants to go to the national park. It's only Nairobi, a city, which has a national park within the city. So, we need to protect, and we need to be very intentional about fauna and flora. We need to ensure that we protect them, and we need to put measures in policy and planning that there is no conflict between the people and the wildlife. And that's why we are here also, to ignite this conversation on how we can ensure that we protect our wildlife. We are also here because of energy. Human is so dependent on energy. It can be either what we call the mainstream, the fossil fuels, It also can be alternative energy. It can be carbon. All these sources of energy, the human, for him to be able to propel his development agenda, he needs to be very sure that he has adequate source of energy. And now, when we are going to start our conversation, as we do our breakup sessions, as we do our panel discussions, is going to see how we can enable the communities that right now do not have access to electricity, do not have access to sources of energy, how we also can integrate them to the national grid and also to other sources of alternative energy. There is something called food and agriculture. Food and agriculture, man is dependent on food. We say you cannot live without eating. So we also need to ensure that there is sustainability, food security. But now, you can agree with me, people are struggling, nations are struggling to feed their population. And you find out of a population, out of 100%, you find there is a population that is struggling with getting food, and just basic food. Approximately 30%, even in this country, they even don't know today where they are going to get food. And now we need to come up with technologies. We need to come up with methods and strategies of how we make our food sustainable. We need to employ smart farming technologies. We need to come up with issues of drip irrigation where there is no water. We see how we can be able to give solutions. And now, we also need to be part of leadership and governance. Why? Because this is where policies and planning is done. If you don't have a place in the table, or if you don't have a chair in the table where decisions are being made, then all this conversation is meaningless. So we also need to ensure we push our people in policy and planning, and only be achieved through ensuring that we push our people into leadership. So we don't need to elect people because they have money, and when they go to leadership, they will not regard our interests. So we need to be very intentional. And sorry to say, Gen Z boy. Gen Z boy. For those who don't know, Gen Z is a young revolution for the youths in this country. And let me tell you, these people have already made a statement. They have already made a statement that we can have this conversation even online. We can have this policy and planning and governance online. That if you cannot get them on the table, you can get them to other spaces and engage them. So we are here also to identify our weak areas and what we can do about policy and planning. Then there is also another big issue about public health. Public health is so big, I even don't know what I can say about it. But you can all agree with me that if today we say that in sub-Saharan Africa, let me give just that. In sub-Saharan Africa, one sickness is separating the family from poverty. One. If they get a condition and they don't have medical cover, then it means they even can sell the properties they have so that they can take care of a patient within the family. So, public health is such a big issue. And when it comes to issues about public health and climate change and global warming, when we talk about now the issues of air quality, we have so many complications that are tied to air quality, which are airborne diseases, and also some other complications tied to solid waste management, which are called communicable waterborne diseases. You know? So, we also need to see how we can work a sustainable issue around how our climate change and global warming issues are connected to our health, and how we can do to ensure that we also give solutions and innovations around that area. Then we also have solid waste management. I know Anne is here and she's going to really from China. I know she's going to dwell so much on that because she's an expert on that. And it's also a big problem in our country, other countries, because you can agree with me that we even have a policy of banning the single-use plastic in this country. The director can confirm that. And now, we also have another problem. Is it being implemented? When it comes now to implementation, zero. We still have, like now, it's so unfortunate that we are also using single-use plastic in our conference. But then, this is a start. Next time, we can assure you that we will have got an alternative of using the single-use plastics. But then we have another solution of management and also recycling and giving solutions. That we cannot 100% get out of it, but we also can come up with solutions to ensure that we even sustain those that are in business on plastic. But then, on equal measure, that we don't destroy a generation because of the issues of solid waste management. Then we have transportation. You can all agree with me. Some of the issues with carbon what we call carbon emissions is being caused by transport. Because now we're using a lot of fuel on our roads. Do you know the volumes that are spoiled outside every day? The issues of carbon emitted every day when we are driving our cars. Some countries right now, they are adopting the carbon emission-free technologies like using transportation, electric means of transportation. I had invited somebody from e-mobility. I've seen, it's called Go. There's a company that now is doing some cars that are pure electric, and also the Canadian Embassy. Sorry that they were not able to make it. They also have a program that they are working together with M-Copper for the border guys, and ensuring that we can have motorbikes that are carbon, and to ensure that we have better methods of maybe managing the water, the little water that we have. Drip irrigation is one way of managing the little water that we have. So I don't want to dwell now. Those are some of the thematic areas that we'll be discussing in this forum. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to this conversation. And I am a believer that by the grace of God, we are going to achieve what we want to achieve. Is that after this conversation, we are basically, and this, we are going is required so that we can make this beautiful, so that it to the right audience. So God bless you, the MC, to continue the program. And I'm very sorry because of the time, because we had issues in the morning, because we wanted to wait for the chief guests to come, and we go to the tree planting together. I was actually to where he was, but then the CS, the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, engaged him. So that did not happen, but I'm very happy because we have the Director of Environment is with us, and also we have the ACC.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew, for your amazing presence. Director, so please stand up and wave in the interest of time. So I see him being engaged. Stand and wave, and let's appreciate him. Director Environment, makofi kwake. Wahitu, is he with us? Thank you so much. Tupige makofi. I know in the house we have a lot of Gen Zs, so let us leave our phones for a bit. Acha simu for a few seconds, and we do some serious clapping. Sawa. Let's appreciate. Thank you so much, Michael. Director, take Jekwat, please, wherever you are. In absentia, let's clap for him. Director, Heritage, stroke representative from Kenya Manufacturers Association, Immaculate Onyoni, wherever you are, please stand up and wave. Let's appreciate her. Thank you so much. Be seated. Next is ACC Mbere East, Elizabeth Mwaura. If I've said, wherever you are, thank you for coming. Next is all representatives from NYC, National Youth Council, wherever you are, please stand up. NYC member in the house, please stand up. Let's appreciate them. Thank you so much for coming. Next is, I think we have a team from Leeds. Wherever you are, please stand up. If you know you're from Leeds, wherever you are, kindly stand up and wave. Let's appreciate them. Asanteni sana kwa kuja. Next is we have Dr. Kimelia, former CEC Kiambu County. Please stand up and wave. Appreciate Madam. Thank you so much, Daktari, for coming. Next, I want to appreciate Reverend once again. Please stand, Reverend Guru. Let's appreciate him. Amtaki Baraka. Thank you so much, Reverend. Before we proceed, I want to take note of partners who have made this possible. I think behind me we have a backdrop banner with names. We have the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. Let's appreciate them. Tourism Promotion Fund. Let's appreciate them. We have a host of tourism ambassadors as well in the house. Let's appreciate them. NYC, Asanteni Sana, Magical Kenya, thank you so much. The Energy Cup. Do you have anyone from the Energy Cup? Any representative? Let's appreciate them. There's our host, Verona Hotel. Do you have anyone from who is seated with us? Anyway, Asanteni Sana, wherever they are. Anyone from Kenya Airways? Kenya Airways? In absentia, let's appreciate them. Pamoja Voice Africa. Anyone from there? Oh, you're there. Let's appreciate Pamoja Voice. There's Liz Kiraitu Foundation. Wherever you are, please stand up. Let's appreciate them. Asanteni sana. Is there anyone I've forgotten? Anyone from Strathmore University? Strathmore? In absentia, please let us appreciate them. I can see Office Max Solutions. Any representative from Office Max? Wherever they are, let's appreciate them as well. And finally, if you know you are part of the team from Heritage Pageants, please stand up and see you. I have seen some, I don't know if the models, where are they? Let's appreciate these gentlemen, ladies, wherever they are. Asante sana kwa kufika. So, next, move the next is quite a few of us come to the in the interest of time, we make it quick. I want to invite for Judy Orecho. Judy, you are, please stand up. Please come for. Let's appreciate her as she comes. Hey, penini makofi. I know we've been for long. Next, as she comes, let's have Mary Mutula. Wherever you are, please step forward. Let's appreciate her. Yes, so our ladies will take us through a discussion, but before then, I'll invite each one of them to tell us who they are and exactly what they do before we proceed. Is that okay? Sawa? So, Judy Ogecho, please come and say hello. Let's appreciate her once more.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Judy Oricho. I work for U.S. Institute for Diplomacy of Human Rights as a regional director here in Kenya. I run an organization back in Busia County called Awino Love Kenya. I'm a tourism ambassador in charge of international affairs. I'm also a co-founder of Young Women Founders Network here in Kenya. And I'm also a politician here in Kenya, a young politician here in Kenya. So before we proceed, I want to recognize the presence of Bishop Dr. Reverend Ngure, the church, Dr. Kemenia, former CEC Kiambu County, Rebs, representative of NIBS, representative of National Youth Council, ACC Mbeere East, Elizabeth Moira, Director Heritage, Director Tech Expo JQ Watt, Honorable Michael Waititi, and also the Director Environment. It is with the greatest pleasure that I welcome you to this great county of Kenya. It is wholly appropriate Kenya is hosting a climate change summit since Kenya is one of the leading countries in renewable energy and production. Renewable energy sources represent 80% of the current energy production by 2030. 100% of renewable energy will provide power to our citizens. Kenya is fortunate to be able to utilize wind, sun, water, and steam as sustainable sources of power. Currently, hydropower is our largest electricity producer, with geothermal quickly gaining ground, while wind and solar are being adopted more frequently as well. Solar energy will grow rapidly in the next 5 years to take advantage of equatorial setting. Another reason why this climate summit is coming to Kenya this year makes sense is because 20 years ago, Wangari Maathai became the first African woman to receive Nobel Prize. She was awarded this award for her great Green Belt movement that guided planting of million trees. Professor Wangari was one of the first to understand the loss of trees and forests in Kenya and had done great to our environment. The Green Belt movement has overseen the planting of 51 million trees since 1977. This has led to a national holiday in Kenya for planting trees by times. Other climate change initiative in Kenya has undertaken is banning use of plastic bags, which has made a great difference in our country with the elimination of plastic materials entering into our environment each year. Kenya is proud to welcome you to this climate summit, where together we can learn, share ideas, network, and renew our personal energy and activism to create positive response to the threat of the climate change. And for that reason, I welcome all of you to this great summit, and let us have intentional conversation on issues relating to climate summit. And I want to say that I'm going to lead the first panel discussion, which we are going to have 3 panelists. And just pardon me if I don't mention your name correctly. Don't take it as an offense. We have Sharon Akinyi. Sharon Akinyi is the chairperson of Mathare River Regeneration Network. Her background is community development and social work, enhancing ecosystem resilience and community livelihood. Sharon, welcome. Make your way to the panelists. Our second panelist will be Dr. Bethlehem Israel from Ethiopia. I'm sure I tried to pronounce it right. The next panelist is Ruth Ohe Ekirigwai.
Nawita tu wao alafu wanakaa tukimngoja na pena speech alafu tunaendelea. Ani director mgani? Na wa environment.
Okay. So. Okay, thank you so much. These beautiful ladies are the ones who are going to be at our panel this afternoon. And before we proceed, I would like to invite Honorable Vincent Ongare from the Ministry of Environment to come and give his opening remarks before he leaves because he has other engagements somewhere else to attend to. Welcome, Director.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. We really want procedures of duty, he couldn't be able to come. His name is Dr. We have. Sorry. So please allow me to give some few remarks on behalf of my PS. The Focus Foundation founder and chair, Andrew Kija, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me say all protocols observed. It is my singular pleasure and honor to be with you today and to welcome those from other countries to Kenya. Let me also appreciate the fact that you found time out of your busy schedules to attend this important meeting. I also wish to applaud the Friends of the Universe Climate Change Adaptation Society's Focus for organizing and facilitating this event. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is becoming our new normal, with its impacts becoming more and more evident. Kenya, as is most developing countries, is highly vulnerable to climate change, and the situation is further exacerbated through an increase in the frequency of extreme climate events like droughts and floods that have adversely. This pendulum swing between droughts and floods have been shortening rapidly. These cycles the adaptive capacity for the communities. As indicated by the International Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, 6th assessment report that was released in 2023, the world has to make rapid, far-reaching, and unprecedented changes in all aspects of society in order to avoid disastrous levels of global warming. Even as the world strives to reduce these emissions, it is even more important and urgent to build resilience of vulnerable communities to enable them cope with the current and the anticipated enhanced climate change impacts. So the need to adapt has never been this urgent. The minute climate change and forestry is cognizant of this fact and has put in place the requisite policy to enable all the stakeholders to have a conducive space to respond to climate change. This is including the growing of 15 billion trees by the year 2032. The government is addressing climate change the government has a sustained and focused approach in addressing climate change challenges. I urge all participants to take advantage. Calls for adoption of science-based contemporary innovations to match the impacts. Summits like these play impacts. This calls for mobilization of resources both internally and externally. And to achieve this, Kenya calls for a very strong support to all stakeholders in this space as we collectively fight this existential threat to humanity. I wish you all a productive...
Give him a good round of applause. So without wasting much time, we are behind time. We will move into the next session of the panel discussion. And as I said, I'm going to lead the discussion. And it's not only restricted to us who are seated here, it's going to be extended to fellows who are seated. And you are also free to participate in this beautiful discussion with these wonderful ladies that we are seated with here. If I move straight onto the first question, to the first panelist, we want to discuss about public health in relation to climate change. And I want to ask Dr. Bethlehem Israel. Can we get an extra mic, please? Dr. Bethlehem Israel, in relation to public health, what are the most significant public health challenges arising from poor air and quality water, and how can it be addressed, or rather, how are you addressing it back in your country? Yeah. Sure.
Thank you so much. My name is Bethlehem Israel from Ethiopia. I'm a recent graduate medical doctor, and currently I'm working with Anjara NGO, which is on improving healthcare and education in the rural areas of Ethiopia. I'm also a quality education advocate for UNICEF Ethiopia. So when we discuss about the impact of climate change on public health, I want us to understand what health means. So by the definition of WHO, health is not just being free from a disease, but it's also being in a complete state of physical, mental, psychological, social well-being. So public health deals with improving and the community to overcome diseases and also in prevention. So the impacts of climate change on public health, we can mention related to water and air quality. We have waterborne diseases, which we are trying to overcome by implementing quality water infrastructures and also dealing with the by using clean energy so that we can have less contamination of the air and less pollutants. So that we're aware of the impact, so that they can help us in having, a better impact. So that's the first thing we are doing.
Thank you so much. And I want to move on to our next panelist, who is Sharon Akinyi.
By establishing connection points and processing facilities to convert recycled materials into valuable commodities. So youths and also everyone, because when you recycle, the material becomes again, and when you sell, we can also do awareness for residents. We can also educate them so that they cannot dump it in the river or we can also turn the dump sites into a green space where, for example, we can build like football pitches, and one solution that to register, for a team to register, they have to come like for 200 kgs of plastic bottles. A team can come with it, and then after that, so during the end of the league, the 200 kgs, during the end of the league, we can sell the plastics and then get some money. So you see, if we play the league earning, we are cleaning our football pitch to play.
Thank you so much. I'm moving to the next panelist, who is Ruth. Sorry, the other name is so difficult for me to pronounce. Maybe just tell us who you are, your name, and on quality air, your understanding on what quality air is, and maybe what are the primary sources of air pollution in urban areas, as my first question to you.
Thank you. My name is Ruth Oeha Ikrigwe, and I'm a lawyer and a legal compliance officer in Nigeria. I provide legal services and support to SMEs and startups, and also teach them how to integrate sustainable practices in their day-to-day operations. Quality air. And does not cause hazard to the environment and its inhabitants, basically. So, the things that contribute to, and we are into fuel and fossil because it's a major source of our income. So that's also another factor that is very serious, especially in the southern part of my country. So fossil, fuel, transportation. What's the next question?
The next question is that what is the most efficient strategies that government and communities pollution?
Okay, so I'm going to be answering it as a lawyer and from my own point of service, the value that I render. So what can we do? Currently in Nigeria, I was telling a colleague, we now rely more on solar than the fuel and the fossil because it's a natural resource. It's just normal for you to rely on it to practically do everything you want to do. But now, we are now having alternative sources like solar, we use wind and other resources to combat that. Another thing also is awareness. So in the Niger Delta, where the oil is being produced itself, the Niger Delta area, we have people living there. And because of so much assault that has happened due to the big companies, oil producing companies, when they go to get the oil, there's oil spillage, the environment is messed up. Many of these things cause health hazard. But these people that are living there, they don't have any other place to go to. Even when you tell them to leave, it's their ancestral land. So they don't want to leave. So another thing we can also do is to provide alternative housing options or a place for resettlement for these people, because the oil is everywhere. Like if you come to the front of the house, you see literal crude oil, and that is from where they drink their water, they bathe, And so you can imagine the impact it has. You know that the difference between the Niger Delta area. So awareness and providing a solution, because you cannot just tell someone, leave this place and not provide a solution. Where do they go to? They have an ancestral connection with that land, and any other place they are going to be occupied by someone. So there has to be the government coming in to provide housing option and relocation options for these people so that they can be able to do that. Another solution is also when it comes to green finance. So people do what they do because it helps them to provide value. They feel that also they can get a benefit or money from it. So if there is more green economy, green finance, where there are job opportunities and someone knows that if I'm involved in this, then I can get money from it that can help me pay my bills, is another way. It's be like an incentive that they will be able to be more passionate about climate change and actively combat that. Also, we also have time. So if you're into green economy or you're providing you're involved in any kind of sustainable business practices, there should be different from someone that does not do that. So all of these are ways that it can be combated, and the government can, even NGOs, private individuals, because the community is made up of all these people, and there's only so much that the government can actually do. And also events like this also create awareness and help us to integrate this in our day-to-day operations.
Wow, thank you so much. And round of applause to our panelists, first panelist of the day. And I want to say that the discussion has just started, and maybe if I can just pose one question to the delegates or people who are in this room, because we have issue of pollution, and it's a global issue. Maybe for just to know if, do we know some of the top polluters in the world? Maybe just mention 1, 2, or 3 from the crowd. Top global polluters in the world. This is a question to throw to you there as a delegates before you end up my session.
I think I consider the motor vehicles to be one of the highest polluters.
And in this case, I'm asking about the countries, the global polluters, the countries who are emitting pollution, the greatest pollution in the world. Right? We are here to discuss climate change, and let us be honest with the conversation, so be able to have, at the summit.
So I think we from and that's it, Africa as per whole, we are the global south, right? We don't really emit that much. We don't have that big industries in Africa normally that will contribute towards the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. It is the global north that does that. So that's why government around Africa should be able to have that national to see how best they can be able to contribute towards adaptation play instead of mitigation. Because we are from global south, we are not from global north.
Mention some of the countries, India, United States, China, as some of the most polluters in the world. And thank you so much. I want to end my session with round of applause for my great panelists. The session has just started. We're going to have more of these conversations as we continue with our daily summits each and every day for the next 2 days. And I hope that the sessions are going to be very informative. And at the end of this summit, we will have some few deliberations that we are going to take home. We are almost breaking for lunch. Break for lunch. Let us have an entertainment. Okay, I'll hand it back to the MC.
Let's appreciate her. Let's appreciate Judy as she sit down. Hey. Are we hungry? Who's hungry? Who's not? Who's hungry? Be on our feet, kindly. Let us be on our feet. For a while. Yes. I want to put your feet down. Already where you are. The other person should have one finger lifted like this. Yeah. Circle. Do it in a circle. Yes, the way these ones are doing. Yeah. Then lift them up high. So this is what I'm going to do. When I tell you to cut it, you must grab that finger. Are we together? Wait for my call. When I say cut it, you try and grab that finger, okay? So listen, if your finger is like this, pull it up. Let's do a trial. One goes. Wait for us. Wait for. We're doing a trial and there. I sit. For my. When I say cut it, that's when you move. Let's get that circle.
Your hands and fingers together. Your hands and fingers together. Wait, I will say cut it when I say cut it. Okay. Let's do it. The microphones are being sorted. Now we are ready. Let's do it. You wait for the word catch it, okay? Cut it! Let's do it one more time. One more time. One more time, let us go. Cut it! Nyama. Ya kuku. Panya. Ya kuku. Ya panya.
Everybody, let's do this. Okay? Okay? Yes, please. Yes. Let's do this. Okay? Tunanguka. Aya, twendeni sasa. Tunanguka sote. Everyone. Twende. Okay. Tunanguka. We go down. Anguka is to go down. We go down to it. To the tune. Yes. Tunanguka na. Tunanguka kabisa. Twende chini kabisa. Let's go down.
you. Let's have a seat now. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It's a beautiful afternoon. I'm so glad that we are here. And for those who are not yet in, kindly please get in. And session for the afternoon is on. And I hope you've enjoyed. Did you? You want to say that word? Can I have another mic? One. Anguka now is just you. You're going down. It's been trending for the last 2 months here. But anguka nayo. Sema anguka nayo.
It's anguka. Anguka. Okay.
In as well. Yeah, Alpha, you should making this to God to just yeah. Well, is Jennifer Wairimo Waroe, the President Kenya Youth Organization, the Executive Director of Waridi Foundation. I'm so pleased to be here. Right. Can you pick your phone? Yes, very nice. Now I want every one of us to, okay? Of us to take a selfie. Look at your neighbor. Make sure you selfie with your neighbor. The one who is just next to you. She might not be your wife or husband or boyfriend, but please just take a selfie with them. In that particular table you are. Yes. Yeah, and smile. Okay. Very nice. A selfie. Thank you.
This is a wonderful conference that has been organized by our people. And I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Andrew and the team for finding time. I think we can all agree that we need a conversation among the young people in our country. We know what our country went through 2 months ago or 3 months ago. And when we begin to have such a conversation among the young people, this is a wonderful initiative. So for the team that is doing this, congratulations. I don't want to say much because I know the program is tight. I met Andrew way back when we used to work in the constituency together. I used to work before as a constituency office manager, and Andrew was my deputy. We worked under the late Honorable Francis Monyo Waititu together, and the late Francis Monyo Waititu is the dad to our wonderful brother here, Mike Simama too. Mike and Terry. Yes, yes, can we appreciate them? It is true, it is through their dad that we were mentored. Personally, I was very young from the university, and I want to appreciate you, Mike and Terry, for allowing us to share your dad. He was a great mentor, and that is why we can stand before these people and tell them we were mentored to be good leaders together with Andrew. So thank you very much, and I have promised Andrew that we are going to work together. Personally, as I serve in the municipality, I know there are many projects that we are going to implement together. The municipality is free to sign agreements and even memorandums with organizations and international partners. So I can see what you're focusing on. That is thematic areas of engagement. That is air quality, critical infrastructure, ecosystem protection, wildlife protection, energy, food and agriculture, and many other things. I know this year we have secured funding through a program called Kenya Urban Support Program, that is CUSP. So the many other projects that we are going to implement together, I want to invite this organization or this group so that we can do this together. We are also in talks with international partners so that we can secure funding and make sure that we change our municipality. So thank you, and I welcome you once again. This is Juja constituency, Juja municipality, and I'm sure you guys are enjoying, especially the international delegates. Karibuni sana. And because I've just heard you sing a song here, inaitwa Anguka Nayo, then make sure you get the interpretation of the song. You make sure you go down with something. That is the meaning. Anguka Nayo. So make sure you anguka na kitu. Sawa sawa. So once again, we are most welcome. We love you. And on this conference, even during, as you have your good time in the evening, just know you are secure. This place is safe. We have enough security. We love you and we'll hope you are going to enjoy in our country. So karibuni sana, na tena. And even when you organize for next conferences, probably that will take place in other countries. Through Andrew and the rest of the team, invite us. We are going to come to your place and we celebrate together. Otherwise, God bless you and have a nice afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that kind remarks. We hope to see you around. Do not go, because we want to see more of you. Asante sana. Give him a loud of applause, please. Kindly. We have a poet, and I would love her to come right before discussion that we're going to have. Yes. So, Hope, welcome. Welcome. She's a young girl, but vibrant. She's a poet and doing amazing in the climate space.
My name is Hope Wamboi Ochieng. I am a poet, using poetry to send messages of hope and create awareness. I plant trees of hope to keep my poetry and awareness. My presentation for today is about saving the environment. Welcome. When you save the planet, you save the children too. Yes, we the young, current, and future generations. Climate change is dangerous to the environment and its surrounding, and more so the young children, yet very little focus on this. Climate change is moving faster than we are and pushing ecosystems and communities to the limits. Hence, we call upon the government of Kenya, the African continent, and the world at large to kindly protect our rights to information and participation in climate change action discussion. Our voices, our rights, our voices matter, our voices, our freedom. It's a sad state that children from marginalized communities mostly lack a lot of this information, causing more harm than good in our lives as children. We are one in this, and let climate change information be taught in the innermost of our communities and in the best language understood by all walks of life. I, Hope Wamboi Ochieng, stands for the environment in my efforts to make this world a better place. I am, I will, and I must join SDG 17 in partnership to support SDG 13 for climate action, 14 for life below water, 15 for life on land. Hashtag, I stand for climate action. Hashtag, our voices, our rights. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear Hope. You just giving us hope in the climate space in Kenya. But we hope that your voice is going to be heard globally because it's what we want to hear. Is it? Please, let's appreciate her better, in a better way. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hope. No, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and also the former CC of Trade in Kiambu. And she'll be giving her remarks on climate space. Ladies and gentlemen, let me and help me invite Dr. Juliet Kimemia. Karibu sana. Karibu sana.
Hello everyone. Habari zenu. Namatsi. Namase. This mic has been noisy. Sindio? Can you all hear me? Is it noisy the way it has been previously? So I keep it here. Okay. I'm very excited to be here and looking at all of you. I see a blend of Gen Zs and M's. But do you say, Gen Zs and M's, do you know you have shaken this country? Maybe you clap for yourselves. You have caused us to start thinking. You have caused all of us to start soul searching and asking ourselves hard questions, and also creating some marking schemes that are giving us grade E. But it is good to have a good beginning. So I'm very happy that this summit is happening shortly after the Gen Z revolution in Kenya. And the Gen Z revolution was asking about employment, sustainable economic empowerment, sustainable socio-economic empowerment. Mine is just to provoke your thinking. I listened to the first panel, and I saw people who have read a lot, consumed a lot of content on climate change, what needs to do, what needs to be done, and what people are doing. And it stopped there. And I asked myself, what do we want to take home after this in terms of action, in terms of personal action, community action, regional action, age group action, and intergenerational action? Do we think that a conference like this can? The first one is air quality. We have all understood that the quality of our air is compromised. So what do we need to do in terms of thinking, action, business? What actions do we need to do so that we contribute to the, is it called the thinning or the thinking about air quality? There's a lot of carbon credits. Who knows what carbon credits are? All of us, by a show of hand. Now the teacher in me has woken up. Carbon credits in Bangladesh was the Gen Z of Bangladesh.
I'm not Gen Z, I'm Zen Y actually.
Money carbon credit. Okay. In Bangladesh, gases the carbons in the soil so it is helps to understand how much carbon are concentrated in the vegetations and the soil and including carbon shrubs. So as above ground carbon and the below ground carbon. So it's very important to understand what the quantity of this stored carbon in the biomass and the soils or something. Then it helps us to justify that what kind of facilities can be developed countries are trying to sell. There is a statement that developed countries are told that give us data, give us proof that what is the actual carbon you are storing. So this kind of sense is basically carbon trading. My teacher asked me this suddenly, so that's why I just shared my thoughts actually. Okay.
Okay. My agenda is thinking. Right now in this country we have a policy on carbon credits. So can we start thinking? Because carbon credit is money, by the way. It is money. So kila mtu ajipange with their environment on how do I personally benefit from carbon credit. Sie umeshara. Mulikuwa mnajua hivyo? Ama mmesoma tu carbon credit ni free theory. Alafu inaishia. Moderator. Do you know people are making millions from carbon credits? Have you ever paid attention to that? Have you ever earned?
No, we are yet to, but mangrove.
Talk personally.
I'm sensitizing my community.
And yourself?
Tuna.
Ati hii serikali haitufanyii kitu. Kila mtu akitoka give homework. The aspect of making money from the carbon space, because that is the ace. Tuhamwe. Tukoja. Because I will convene you guys. I want you to come and present your business idea. Then I'll give you money. Yangu si ya nini? Yangu si nafanya kazi wapi? Kenya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Have money for support. And the youth kwa nini? Amgwa security books. So tunawapata ina nini? Inaitwa nini? The business idea has to be very smart. Let's go. You make sure that you contribute and participate, ensuring that there is food security. In the process, go and create a waste management CBO. Ask me for money to equipment. You can manufacture hapo tu machine kamoja tu. We'll see that waste warus, waste bogas, nene. You will be able to manufacture fertilizer and sell organic. Tuhamwe. From avocados, you will be able to harvest seeds, create seed beds, have those avocado seedlings, mango seedlings. Unajua avocado moja ile ya hasi ngapi kamoja? Happening in Kiambu. Which one? Unaona hajui? Group. Flag out the things that you want as young people. The things as young people. The things that are relevant to you. Or sometimes they put in there, and politicians will not remember that they are of similar.
3/4 of today's, it's young people, it's us, young people, okay? So we are determinant of, to make it better in the climate green skills. Who want to answer that? We need, as young people who are energetic, innovative, we need to equip ourselves with green skills. Who can share with me what are the green skills? What are these green skills that we need to equip ourselves with so that we can beat the climate crisis that we are in today? So from the green skill, we are able even to earn. Talk about the carbon credits. Yeah? What are those green skills? Anybody? Anyone? National Youth Council? Desk? Anyone? What are the green skills? NIP? College? Mmesoma hiyo? What are the green skills? Yes, of course, it gear up to sustainability of
sustainability.
Yeah.
Waste management, carbon footprinting.
Okay. Anyone else want to add? All right. I would love each and every one of you to go and Google what are the green skills. Some of you are doing it because already you are in this summit today. And you're here because you all know it's all about sustainable development goals. Even though right now they've been pushed to 2060. Yeah, we're going to 2060. It's not anymore, we are not beating it anymore, right? We can be able to contribute towards that goal. And by 2030, 20.4 million job opportunities are going to be created through the green skills, through the green economy. Yeah. Let's stand up, all of us. DJ, stand up, all of us. Let's stretch a bit.
The smartest way to move.
Kindly stand up. Let's dance this. This is an African song, very amazing. Twendeni. Tunachangamka haraka. Hey. Please join them. Please join them. Our delegates. Please join them. Yes. Okay. Tunaenda sote vile namna hiyo. Namna hii. Tunaenda sote hapa. Let's do this. Okay? 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 Very nice. Okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you, DJ. Thank you. Asanteni sana. Thank you. We can have an amazing seat, please. Let's sit down. And right in our midst. All right. Dr. Reverend, he's outside? All right, okay. So right on about now, there are some amazing, beautiful, Kenya, we have beautiful women. You know that? You don't know? You want to see that? You're where? Good. Yeah, Kenya, we are blessed with beautiful women. DJ, I would love you give me a very slow music as the Queen and Kings just show us what Kenya got. The models in the house with the sashes. Give us a have before we bring in the panelists on board. Where are you? DJ? as you say. Thank you, thank you. Give the one. Mr. Heritage International Kenya. He is one of the finalists, and they are actively participating in the climate crisis by bringing sustainable solution through their advocacy. Okay. Wow.
Offense, defense, to be honest. I just wanna be with you and I know that.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Give them a loud of applause. Wapi makofi yao. Thank you. Thank you.
And everything you say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
On fire, too easy. I'm feeling you. I'm loving you.
Yes? Thank you so much, DJ. We are going to introduce them later, but right now we are going to into the session, and I would love to take this opportunity to request you now to give maximum concentration onto the panel that they will be just about to be introduced. Ambassador, who is Youth Connect Fellow. She is an executive director at Tuboreshe Pamoja organization, and also she is Miss President, Machakos County. Strategic and also passionate and resilient leader. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to you who is enthusiastic, advocating health and rights and livelihoods. This lady, she has a special level, and also she is a committee member in Machako, the CSO network, and she is also occasional facilitator and peace. She has a strategic initiative. Also, this lady is an executive office. She works in the executive office at the President, Kenya. And also Mary Mtula, she is the lady who has received an award and social accountability champion from Voluntary Service Overseas in Kenya, the VSO, which is funded by the UKAID due to her efforts in advocating for accountability in governance process. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mary Mutula.
It's a pleasure to the first person I'm going to be inviting to join us is Joseph Amot, who is an award-winning journalist, researcher, and consultant, whose career has spanned 4 continents. As a journalist, he has reported from 4 continents on a variety of issues, from the Arab Spring of the M23 rebellion in Eastern Congo. He was Cairo responded for Radio Free European in 2011. His reporting has been published in a number of publications, including Newsweek, The Washington Post, The Economist, The Forbes, Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown, that is CNN, US News and World Report, Euronews, France 24 TV, we love it here, Dot Weller, that is DW, International Business Times, and international editions on Rolling Stone and the New York Times. His reporting has been cited in numerous books, think tank reports, and in the US congressional testimony. As a public speaker, he has moderated events at the African Union and within the House of Lords at the Palace of Westminster on multiple occasions. He was also a speaker and delegate to COP28 in Dubai in 2023 as part of the Gambian delegation. He is a former Fulbright Public Policy Fellow where he has worked in the Ministry of Mines, Energy and Natural Resources in Malawi. As a consultant, he has worked in a number of roles in the governments of Bangladesh, Ghana, and in the Middle East. He is passionate about climate change. He is the Africa director of an NGO involved in engaging faith actors in the climate space. In his role, he has profiled in the GQ South Africa in 2024. He is also Africa Director of Faith of Our Planet. And he has held a number of honorary doctorates and fellowships from several think tanks, including the National Endowment of Democracy, Council of United States, International Center for Journalists, and is also a former Pulitzer Center awardee. So Joseph, if you may, please, let's applaud him as he joins the panel. The next person who is going to be joining this panel is Kushi Gupta. Kindly, if I pronounce your name, please forgive me, no offense meant. He's a machine learning associate at Sprinkler in India, and is serving as a regional officer of Europe of the UNSDSN Youth Program. She has spearheaded the Empower Light Initiative, a project aimed at providing sustainable solar solutions to underprivileged communities, particularly focusing on incomes in rural and semi-rural areas of India. She is also a founder and director of Superposition Bilai Chapter, an organization that encourages involvement of women in the STEM careers. Kindly let's appreciate Gushi as she comes to the front. The other person coming to them and damage. Beyond his professional work, he's working as a founder, executive coordinator of a youth-led organization known as Environment and Climate Change Hub, which is working currently with over 200 volunteers. Mr. MD Arif has achieved significant numbers of grants and awards for doing research and community work. He's analyzing the impact of climate change on gender with an aim of planting 1,000 trees. He's also, in his team, he's also trying to bring more climate resilient community. Let's appreciate him as he comes to join us all the way from Bangladesh. Maybe we can start with you because you're holding the microphone. And we are in a summit that we're talking about climate. And as I can see, we have one of our panelists who is not here, but we are going to proceed. Maybe tell us what you feel in the role of the sector when it comes to
take off the plastic cap. And that is a
ownership among the community people. Those are basically the primary stakeholders of the soil management. So I think it is very important to make a communication, maybe bridge between all level stakeholders to, in the case of the sustainability. And the economic development, if I want to focus on that, so we have to focus that what are the needs of the community, what are the needs of the nation, what are the needs to ensure, and what are the priority of the communities and the priority of the countries. If we focus on the priority, because it's very important to understand what are the priorities, because priorities and demands are variables, are the various is according to their actions something. So I think it is very important to understand what are the major needs and what are the major understanding, and obviously we have to concentrate how to preserve the natural resources for that. So I think it is that two issues can be focused on based on your question actually.
Thank you very much. And I love the fact that I have worked with friends from Bangladesh and we have a lot of similarities. And maybe if I can go to Kushe, I love the fact that you're empowering women to take up the space in STEM. And when you're talking about solid waste management, it's very important to talk about the e-waste. So probably that is an area that even in our own country, it has not yet grown so much. What advice would you give us as young people from Kenya and also even the other young people from elsewhere when it comes to the e-waste? What strategies can we employ to make sure that we reduce the e-waste, or maybe how we can probably make money out of it?
Hello. First of all, thank you so much for having me here, and it has been a great time being in Kenya for more than 24 hours. Yeah, and it's a wonderful question that how should we manage and, create shitloads of money out of e-waste. One of the greatest example of, somebody who could have made a good money, extracted gold, silver, and bronze out of the e-waste and hosted the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. It's the commendable job. Coming from the country who's still a developing country, India is a 1.4 billion population, like more than 1.4 billion of population. And at the second or third rank for creating the waste, specifically the e-waste as well, because after California, India is the second, India has the second greatest Silicon Valley, if we see. So basically we need to understand that things have been into the AI era. Where we have to automate everything, either the healthcare sector, the energy sector, the sustainability, the automobile sector, everything has to be automated. So there will be a surplus amount of e-waste, which will quadruple every 10 years. We have to understand that at the certain level, we can only eliminate the things like the metals in the like carbon, the metals, and the gases used in the electronics item, or maybe the where it has been leading to us towards automating the machines.
So the one advice regarding the economic development, if I have to give to the Kenya or any of the country which is coming from the developing nations, as per what Madam Juliet said, it's really important to create employment in a country. People coming from the developed countries like United States or any of the countries from Europe like Germany. So you see why people are so interested in investing in India is majorly because we have a workforce. We have a workforce which are more on the sides of skill based, that we are into science, we are into tech, we have a ultimate infrastructure. Multinational companies are dying to invest their offices nowhere else, but of course in India they are targeting China, Japan, and India specifically when it comes to the Asian countries. So that's one of the that's one of the way that the trilateral relationship, the bilateral relationship with India and USA is one of the reasons why India is the third most growing economy, and it will surpass the records very soon. So for the Kenyan government or for the Kenyan people, I would just suggest that try to get the bilateral relationships or the trilateral relationships with the people so that we can hold the hands and see the developing nations. Also, the second thing I would like to, which I and Madam Juliet, which we were discussing about yesterday as well, that we should focus more on the skill-based learning. The youth, the children sitting right in front of me, they should be more skill-oriented youth. It's just not what's written in the paper and you mug it up and just write it on the exam. It's more of that you go into the field, go to the labs, go to the hospitals, go to the offices and try their minds out.
That after this summit is going to influence policies, especially when you're coming, we're talking about the review of the TVET program here in Kenya. Maybe moving forward to the ecosystem protection, you want to say something?
Yeah, before you move to the ecosystem protection, I forget to mention something. That since I come from a background where I speak a lot and do a lot about the women empowerment, so one thing I would like to state that you can only progress in a society or a country can only progress when and only if they'll start investing and believing in their women, because society progresses only when men and women come together to solve a common platform. It should not be at all men over women or vice versa, because women and leaders, leader is something which wins the election. If and when wins the election, she'll become the very first president, women president of United States. United States have have equally created the leaders. And this is one of the greatest example. Kamala Harris may or may not be going to create a history. I'll also mention that one of the 66th Secretary General of United States, Condoleezza Rice, was one of the first Black Secretary General of Women. So she has done a commendable job. She has been into the board of committees of the Schwarzman Scholarship as well. So that's how you have to come out of your comfort zone. And specifically the women in Africa, they have to understand that they are, they are pushed towards or they are at certain disadvantage. If at all you won't realize that you are at some disadvantage, you will never realize the need of solutions. To get out of something, to create a solution, to get a mitigation of something, first you have to realize that you are into some problem, right? Thank you.
Thank you, because I believe when you want to bring the change, you first have to accept and find what is the root cause to this challenge that you're facing, and then be ready to learn and unlearn. Thank you very much, my dear. And that was commendable. Thank you very much. Maybe before we move to the ecosystem protection, it will be nice if probably we could have questions from the audience. If there's anyone who would like to ask a question, please feel free to raise up your hand. Yes, we can get a microphone to Judy so that she can ask the question, then we can proceed to ecosystems protection.
Thank you so much for amazing work that you guys are doing. And my question goes direct to Dr. Jose. I don't know if it's the name. Basing on his profile, I suppose you're a journalist. And my question is, how are you using media to advocate on issues climate change?
That is a excellent question, and that is really the core of what I'm involved in, both with the NGO Faith for Our Planet, of which I'm Africa Director, and a new NGO that I will be involved in. I think what I'd say now in terms of communications is it's a force multiplier. So everything that you're doing on the ground, all your organizations, I talked to a young lady earlier who's doing something with plastic innovation, some of you working in rural regions, media is a force multiplier. By that I mean whatever you're doing, you will get more attention, more resources coming your way if you're working closely with the media. I'm going to make a more substantial comment about the role of media and building narratives in my closing remark, but I'll just leave that there as a little bit of appetizer. Yes.
Thank you very much. Do you have maybe one more question? There's a question at the front.
Hello. Thanks so much. Well, my question to Gushi from India, because you are a specialist in machine learning, I want to know about AI machines or AI that's a trend right now in the world. Is there any disadvantages or is there any threat to environment? For example, as you know, AI is worked by data, and data is made by the machines. So what are the side effects of the AI to environment?
Yeah, it's a very nice question. Since particularly, let me just brief about what I exactly do in Sprinkler. I exactly do something which has been left by AI, which even the AI can't do. Sprinkler is a CXM company. It's basically does the customer review, analysis, and the experiences. So we are improving, building, and simultaneously improving the models. So that is something which cannot get automated by AI, because AI will not understand that there's a need of model, because once you have already trained, whatever you'll train, the AI will respond accordingly. But the space of improvement, the space that we need to talk or change something is something has to be done by human intelligence itself. Coming on to the question that is there any threat of AI? The major threat which I believe lies into the data breaching and data security, which has been a matter of question, for the last couple of years, since we have seen the Ukraine-Russia war, or maybe the Israel-Palestine. Here I'm not here to pick these political issues, but yeah, this have been one of the key points where AI is lagging behind to secure the data breaching or data security. Country like India, they are really keen about their securities, but somehow we are lagging behind, and we are looking forward to look for some mitigation process that we the end-to-end encryption is one of the things that how we can actually avoid the data breaching and attain a data security. And if somebody wants to know about that, if AI can replace human, that is certainly just a myth. AI can automate things, can make our life easier, but certainly there should be an eye, there should be monitoring always there, and that has only be done by the human intelligence, because you can't imagine a country all of robots, or led by a robot prime minister. You can't have robots all over the country, right? Or a particular country run by a robots, right? So it can never replace a human intelligence. Even coming from an AI background, I don't agree with this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That is very insightful. Maybe coming back, there is one of us who's just joined us, Jihan. Thank you. She's from China, and I feel blessed because your bachelor degree is in communication science, and I'm certain you already know the challenges that we have when it comes to communicating about these issues. Because when you talk about advocacy and policy influence, the way you pass the message is very important. And as you can see in this room, we have very vocal young people that want to bring the change they want to see in this world. What strategies would you give us to employ in making sure that whatever we are working on pushed globally and we can actually really bring the change through the messaging that we have?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Anne, and sorry for I came late. But for the question, because right now I'm still pursuing the bachelor degree of communication science. But what I can talk about is, you mean the passage, the message to.
Yeah, what are the best strategies that we can leverage on for advocacy and policy influence when it comes to matters climate change adaptation?
Especially for young people, I believe right now, basically, every young people have access to internet. We are using Instagram, TikTok, Facebook every day. So I believe right now, the short videos and the post on Instagram or on social medias could be a good way to send the message.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I must, also the Gen Zs that are in this room, we must appreciate the power of social media in influencing policies and advocating for the change we want to see. And recently we've had the young people of Kenya and also the young people in Bangladesh bringing the change using social media. So it's just very important to find a way how we can coil our messages to have our message out there. Maybe if I can come to Arif. Thank you very much. Maybe to you, I can ask a question on ecosystem before we have the last word from each panelist. What are the most critical ecosystems at risk today, and what immediate actions are needed to be enabled to protect them? And maybe you can also give your final remark after answering the question.
So if we focus on what are the major critical ecosystems here, if for my country, if I give an example, there's a mangrove forest. Actually, it is facing the extreme vulnerability due to the climate change because the salinity intrusion is increasing day by day. In the season, we are facing the erratic rainfall and the extreme rainfall or the drought scenario. For that reason, specifically, if we focused on the ecosystem services or ecosystem issues, so we can vulnerability regarding that. And after that, we focus on the flora and fauna part, so we can face that all of the species are
Jambo, and that's how you really know. Only Mzungus say Jambo, right? That and Hakuna Matata. Two things only the Mzungus say. Really, really great to be here. Look, this conference is already changing so much. At lunch, I like a good geopolitical reference. At lunch, I saw the delegates from Pakistan and India at the same table, building bridges. Look, this panel, we had US and China together. Look at that, building bridges. It's great. I'm sure, I know there's a lot of student protesters in the room. They probably have a thing or two to learn from the gentleman from Bangladesh, the ones we're talking about here today. New York, Paris, Tokyo, for innovative solutions to issues we've talked about, such as waste management, to issues such as plastic control. Look, I freaked out on the flight over, all right? They get on, the pilot comes on, attention ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, there is a universal ban on plastic bags in Kenya. And I start looking around, I have all these plastic bags, from my things, but I think this is a good thing. This is a good thing. And Kenya is leading in that, as other speakers have mentioned, alternative energy. On which form of alternative energy, I'm just going to ask the audience here, No, not hydro, not wind, not solar. That's not what I'm thinking of.
I love you.
Music. No, that's not it. Geothermal, right? The Rift Valley, the geography, all right, of Kenya is such a massive benefit in terms of geothermal. What geothermal is providing? Geothermal is providing a large percentage.
Yes, it's very much. Actually, we have even the 7 Fox dams that produce electricity to Kenya. Yeah.
Yeah, and other countries, Comoros, other countries are looking at how Kenya has been such a massive success in terms of geothermal. And you know, obviously, there's initiatives here to bring around electric transport, which will be powered by that geothermal. So really, this is something where the global north is looking at the global south. It's looking at Kenya, and where the geography of Kenya is unique advantage. I was asked earlier about the importance of comms as a journalist, as someone with a media background, in making change. And I'm going to reflect on one of the most important stories and brands in Africa is the end of the apartheid era in South Africa and the rise of Nelson Mandela. And this is a story that's personal to me because one of my good friends is Ndalika Mandela, Nelson Mandela's eldest grandchild. We've had many discussions about her grandfather and his legacy. And if you go back, it's really a triumph of communication, comms, his story. Because if you go back to the 1960s, Mandela was known internationally as two things, a communist and a terrorist. Now, in the 20th century, the two things you didn't want to be was a communist and a terrorist. But that was his brand. But things changed. And it changed because of building an ethical and powerful narrative about the apartheid situation in Africa. And that was led by faith institutions. I think I mentioned earlier, I'm the Africa director for an organization called Faith for Our Planet. Faith for Our Planet is about empowering faith leaders of all faiths. Muslims, Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, Jewish people, other faiths. Plug here. We do an annual Youth Leadership Academy at Duke University in partnership with the Divinity School in North Carolina. We've done events here in Kenya. We've done events in Gambia. We've done events in Pakistan. We did an event during the COP28 conference in Dubai. Was anyone here at COP28 in Dubai? Anybody was at COP28 in Dubai? Okay, well, we're going to be doing another event at COP29 in Azerbaijan. So if anyone's going to be at COP29 in Azerbaijan, see you in Azerbaijan, come to our event there. You drive social change through faith-based organizations. Now, that's not true. Is that true in India? Had been the team of apartheid South Africa, and were not embraced by the local African population. And at the end of the World Cup final, he really pushed, hey, no, this is our team. The Springboks are our country. And at the end of the World Cup final, he walks out and he puts, of course, famously the hat on for the Springboks and really embraces them and becomes a big driver of building national cohesion. This is about communications, all right? This is about using faith to drive communications messages, how you use sports to drive communications messages. And I hope that makes sense. And I want to finish on one final point, another thing I'd love you all to be involved in. FFOP, we have our Youth Academy open for North Carolina now. And I'm launching a new initiative, hopefully next month at CARICOM, Ministers of Agriculture meeting in St. Vincent, which will be called ACPAN, Africa, Caribbean Basin, Indo-Pacific Advocacy Network. And this will be a network to help voices and important stories in the global south get more attention from global media in the global north, all right? And that's just a fact, because so much of the narrative, so much of the stories to this day, not business, is still built in the global north. As important as Bollywood is, and it's massively important, how many people in this room have seen a Bollywood movie in the last year? I'm just curious. Yeah. How many people in this room have seen a Hollywood movie in the last year? Okay, now you're not just, am I talking too fast? I'm talking too fast. There we go, there's some hands. There's some hands, thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Asante Sana, I appreciate that. So maybe I talked too fast, maybe I had too much Coca-Cola, but I hope some of you heard what I had to say. I'd love to involve you in these new initiatives to build narratives about the important things that are going on in places like Kenya and all the other countries we have in the room. This gentleman's from Iraq, this gentleman's from Catalonia, this gentleman's from Sierra Leone, this lady is from Ethiopia, and I've had the opportunity to meet so many amazing people at this conference. I want to end on this final note, all right? Look around this room, look to your left, look to your right. Someone in this room will be the next Minister of Environment or a future Minister of Environment here in Kenya. More than one person in this room is going to be a member of Parliament in Kenya, all right? and our ministers and other respective things in your own respective countries. So what I want us to do now, at the end of this, with the help of the organizers, we should create one massive WhatsApp group where we can all stay in touch, we can share opportunities, we can support each other, we can share news, hopefully not disinformation, again for the media people, but that'd be a great way to all stay keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Asante sana. The thing is, and it's actually a fact, you cannot just sit down and let other people work on climate change. We must take the action together. We must collaborate. We must partner and look forward to even partnering with you. When you go back home, please, we are happy as friends of the Globe Action Society. We look forward to finding a way how we can really collaborate together and bring that change, that specific change that you really want. It's very important we just collaborate. My name is Mary Mutula, the Executive Director to Boreshe Pamoja. Thank you for listening to us. Maybe if there's a question? Oh, fine. We can take a question. Maybe you can even come to the front. Come.
I gotta say, this gentleman, I don't know what his question is in here. I mean, he looks like Usher. Look at this. Sunglasses, shades, jacket.
Thank you so much. And I came up with this project to give education to the young people in our society. And the project works to do environmental restoration in our society. So ways that I've come up with to do this is one of them is internal conscience, and another one is public awareness. So from the panel, I would like to get another way better that I can use to bring up my project, because it has not gone far. So I would like the panel to give me a better way so that we can do this in our society.
If I'm not getting it wrong, you're asking about the green mining.
Greening the mind.
Greening the mind.
Yes, greening the mind is a project.
Screening or greening?
Greening for, yes.
Greening.
Greening the mind.
So since I do not belong to the particular area, I do not specialize in it. But after having seen one of the cases of India where one of the mines, where, around 36 miners were stuck in India, of Uttarakhand, for continuous 17 or 15 days, I'm not sure. So that was a mine. Many of time, coordinator was clearance and ignorance about the about the unusual or the casualty which could happen. So basically, we should actually keep software which can monitor the condition of the mines, the effect of geography in the particular mine, and how much if it's a ore mine or if it's a metal mine, whatever you have extracted before degraded in the future. That is what how you can monitor through AI, or you have to be equally updated to avoid such casualty of a such kind which happened in India back in my country. So it becomes very difficult because you have to unnecessarily create some space to evacuate those people, which hampers the livelihood and to an extent the ecosystem as well. So that's where you can put the tech into the use to get it greener.
May I know is there any target population for that in the children, or who are basically the target population for your projects? Who are the target? We are running a project that's a voluntary project that is called the climate diplomacy, climate literacy in school. So whatever we understand from our assessment that it's not very easier to but it is very good if you can start your work from school or from the secondary school or primary school, because school going children are so much eager in a sense or green mentality, like is the where to dump the waste, how to preserve the water, how to protect the electricity waste, something. Maybe school authority or college authority can help you. You can some games, and we are running a plan that is that's called the tree plantation program. So which is basically we selected 5 schools and we are giving school. We said that with 2 schools we will give effort to take care of the trees, but not the other 3 schools. So we are trying to assess how their sense of mentality affect the rearing of the tree.
Oh, I'm not getting enough attention. That makes it seem like attention is a number. You should think more about who your target audience is rather than the number of likes or, that's very relevant to mining rather than getting into, massive national newspapers. That can be much more impactful than, just the sheer number of people.
Rather than the quantity, actually, yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Jiang, then we can take we can take a photo together. Okay.
And I think for your question, like your target is the young people, right? Another very important thing is many people here, they think about the most is to survive, to how to have a better life, to have a better life quality, maybe educate them in a way that give them a broader the imagination, not to do anything much, but some smart things like planting a tree,
Why I said my target audience is the young people. Just as my brother Arif said, teaching the old people is a bit tricky. So why I came up with the climate action being acknowledged worldwide. Thank you so much.
Maybe
Yeah. So if I'm not wrong, you were asking that how the indigenous traditional knowledge can be incorporated with the modern technologies. I'm very interested to address this answer because I'm working on these issues and hopefully I will present something to you tomorrow. Basically, we are working right now on the flower cultivators, which is basically a blooming industry in Bangladesh, and we are trying to preserve how to incorporate scientific knowledge in the traditional knowledge, like the rainwater harvesting, and the composting. These are people's kind of things from the very beginning, and without any bookish knowledge, without any scientific knowledge, we say that our grandparents are collecting the rainwater for this something, but nowadays we are facing different problems, like the insects grow in the rainwater, and so I think that is very important to train to incorporate the scientific knowledge into the traditional knowledge, because people are facing difficulties due to lack of knowledge. So because this is very important to incorporate the honorarium, so to run the work or projects like that. So and one of the important things is government and the NGO should work together, because vanished actually, and people are not feel any kind of liability to maintain the project's structure. So it is very important to also create the ownership of the community peoples about the projects. So then I think it should be incorporated if we want to sustain the incorporation of the scientific knowledge with the traditional practices. It is very important actually.
That is very true, because that really creates a lot of sustainability and ownership.
Yes.
So that and the indigenous knowledge is really very important to also even protect our culture and heritage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also in efficiency regarding the economy, because this reduces the implementation costs, everything actually, maintenance cost as well.
Thank you. That was perfect. We have come to the end of our panel discussion, and we'd like to request a panelist, if it's okay with you, if we can take a photo together, and then we can take the program back. The camera.
That was very, very deep conversation. We had only 15 minutes for you, but it was so lengthy, but we felt... Mike? All right, right and about now, I know you guys have had a beautiful love to give this opportunity to we would love to have a remark from the who have made this particular summit a success. We want to say thank you. So right and about now, we want to present her, but also I want to appreciate, I can see a full table of the National Youth Council, participants and officials from NYC. NYC leo wametupatia coverage. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support in today's.
Hello. Najua mmechoka lakini kidogo tu. I know you're exhausted, but give me some time, okay? Okay, so my name is Evans Buka. I'm glad here. So this evening, from our acting CEO, Miss Margaret Kiogora, recovery capacity, adaptive capacity, and transformation capacity. These capacities are the pillars of our collective resilience. As the dynamic force within our societies, are crucial in leading and actualizing these capacities through innovation and transformation. Let us remember that our strength lies in our unity, our diversity, and our shared commitment to a better future in the face of climate change. Let us rise to this challenge with determination, innovation, and hope. Let us build the capacity, else will save it. This quote underscores the urgencies of collective action, resonating with the themes of responsibility and leadership. Hence,
we've agreed that the youth are the catalyst in this conversation. And they should participate, and I believe, stand up all of us. I want to share with you major announcement, kindly. We are done with this particular day. Yeah, someone that you didn't come with today. Get to know their name. Tell to know which country do you come from. Ask them which country you come from. The next, please. Okay? Okay? The next announcement is please do not go home with that tag. Okay. Yes, I'm told the delegate, please you can go with your tag, attire, or anything that looks like African. Are we still carrying the flags? The flag? Your country. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, tomorrow we want to look African traditional. Break for the tea. We are not coming back here. So for the tea, we are just here. In case you have the milk, please do not go with it at home. Just drop it. Please interact, network, and let's share some African love. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, right? All right. Tomorrow, please, let's keep it time. In case you have the program, let's keep time. Thank you. Before we close, we are going to close with a Kenya national anthem, just so that we can be able to be unified. But I want to say hello to you.
Good evening, everyone. Hello. If you can hear me, wave at me. Yes, my name is Elizabeth Carito. I've been with you since yesterday, and I'm glad to be here. I've learned a lot. This is my foundation, Liz Carito Foundation. I'm already doing something. And if you look at the friends of the group Climate Action Adaptation Society, they are talking of it's a call to action. Once you get out of this place, kindly get into action. We've done a lot of theories. It's time now to get into action. Every one of us, We need to build our nation. We need to work on the climate change because we have a space in it. So it has been an awesome moment. I may not be together with you tomorrow, but I've enjoyed. I have enjoyed, so enjoy your evening. I'll be together with you, and it has been amazing. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wapi makofi? Wapi makofi yake? Makofi. Makofi. Clap, yes. All right, DJ, let's keep it a lot. Thank you, DJ. DJ, unaweka nini? Una mix nani? You should be, unataka kushikwa na serikali. Thank you guys. Happy New Year's. Thank you. Let's have a photo. All delegates, international delegates, please, let's have a photo.